welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. We've got your drunk classic law-abiding citizen and your butter on top. It's a double trouble this week. Let's go. And here we are again, back from the movies that we all, well, we don't love them all. We love some of them. And right now, one of our butters on top, because we've got, like I said at the intro, double, because Carry On also came out on Friday, which probably should supersede Kraven. But Kraven was the theatrical release, and everything I've read about Kraven this week has been terrible. So we need to get into it, because Jordan might have an alternate opinion. And you know the slogan, where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk. Double Chico! Double Chico! All right, so I got Stella Artois. I'm just kidding. It's Stella Artois.
The champagne of beers.
Did you see Josh about to have an aneurysm? The bartender was about to have an aneurysm. All right, so let's get right into it. Jordan, you managed to get to the theater. You spent your money on Aaron Taylor Johnson as a hunter that has superpowers. What was it like?
I'm a sucker for Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think I really like him as a leading man. He's really come into kind of that role. He has really come into that role. So I feel bad for the fact that he hasn't gotten that franchise post Kick-Ass. Because Kick-Ass was like his boyish kind of young man franchise, but he needs his like grown man franchise.
Yeah, and he kind of like I don't know. There was a walk when he was Quicksilver. It wasn't a strikeout. He got walked.
Yeah, they didn't like the character. That's the thing. Like I don't think anyone liked the character.
He was shoved in there. It was a stipulation of the contract.
And old boy from American Horror Stories just did it so much better in X-Men Legends of Future Days Past. What was it? Legends
Days
of Past? Legends of the Falls, Days of Future Past. Thank you. So, yeah, he just did it so much better that it's kind of like, why would we bring back the guy that did it less good?
Yeah, so I mean, and he's a front runner for the new 007, which I fully support, by the way.
After Bullet Train, he kind of sealed it for me. I'm like, oh yeah, he can nail it.
Yeah, totally. And I'm also a sucker for a Marvel movie. If you've watched any episode of this show where a Marvel movie has been the focus, I love a Marvel movie.
I love a Marvel movie.
So with that said, I kind of like this movie.
Okay.
But only from the standpoint of a sucker for a Marvel movie, because it wasn't good. Like
I like this movie. It sucked, but
yeah, it wasn't good. The CGI for it was terrible. Terrible. Like animals, it seems like animals must be a hard thing to nail in CGI. And there's a lot of animals in this, so it doesn't really play very well.
Yeah.
It's very X-Men like. You get like, just because you get these series of very under the radar kind of villains.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to follow you down this road right now.
Well, you get like they're just coming up with all these like mutant like villains in this movie and allies, and you're just like, who are these people? They're very deep cuts for like just like your average Marvel fan. Like Calypso.
Calypso's pretty big.
Is she?
Yeah.
What's his name? The Foreigner.
That one I don't know.
And then there's just like ancillary characters that they're like alluding like, oh, this is a guy that you should know. Like,
hint, you know.
Yeah, look at his gem, and you're just like, who is that guy?
Well, they're
cares about that guy.
They're done. Sony's done. This is it.
I know.
Yeah,
and that's another part of it too. It's just like, why are we doing this if the kind of the writing, I guess, was on the wall that, you know, maybe they didn't know at the time of filming this and writing it and whatnot, but like they left a lot of like, oh, could this be a person of interest later on? You don't know. Yeah.
What is that in Epic Movie? Yeah. Remember Willy Wonka? That's what you kind of remind me of, the Willy Wonka character in Epic Movie, where he's like, like Sony's in the back. The producers are just like wiggling their fingers. Oh, this will get them back. We'll get them back to the negotiation table.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nope, this is it.
Come on, man. Find my characters, please.
Give me one more chance.
I had to Google a lot of who these people were, like in the middle of the movie. Like, wait, who is this guy? What's his power supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
The actress who played Calypso was absolutely awful. Like, it was me and 3 people in the movie theater watching this, and the people behind me was like, there's a specific scene, and they're like, oh my god, she's the worst actress I've ever seen. And like me and the other 2 people started laughing out loud.
Okay.
Yeah, it is really bad. What's his face is good. Russell Crowe.
Oh, the biggest actor in the movie. What's his face?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's really like 2 Russell Crowes at this point. He's huge. So he's
Family size.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody else is very like the guy who is one of the emperors in Gladiator 2, Fred Heschinger is his name.
Yeah, why is this guy in every movie right now? He was also in the movie Thelma that I reviewed. Who is this person? He's not good, and he's in everything. The White Lotus, that's the other thing I saw him in. I didn't know he was in Pam and Tommy. Like, who is this person? Is it Nepo? Is he a Nepo baby? Oh yeah, the Fear Street series on Netflix.
I have no idea, but he has a really obnoxious face and a really obnoxious affect that just doesn't work in really any setting. He needs to like go to maybe comedy movies or something. I don't know. Does he have a sense of humor? But anyways, what he ends up playing a guy called the Chameleon. Spoiler alert, because who cares? This movie sucks.
You'll never see him again.
No, yeah. It's terrible AI writing. You lose count of how many times he goes, I'm a hunter. It's what I do. I'm the best. Nobody's better than me. Literally, like, that happens like 3 or 4 times in dialogue.
Yeah. When was the last time you, like, went hunting and someone's like, did you know that I'm good at this?
Yeah. What do you do? I'm a hunter, and I'm the best. Some of the action sequences are decent, and like I said, I think I was still having fun and entertained by this movie while watching it, so I give it a popcorn. Just a popcorn.
Just the popcorn, but
the popcorn.
The action.
Kind.
How was the action? Like, give us a little insight. Was the action good? I know the CGI is bad, but the fight scenes, anything?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, there's a couple fight scenes that are like pretty good.
Okay.
There's like a car chase kind of thing, except he's on foot, and it's pretty ridiculous. It's all really just ridiculous, but it's cool. They kind of force, like, he fights animalistically into things. There's one sequence where he briefly, out of nowhere, wrestles like a leopard.
Okay.
For no reason, no real consequential reason. He just like starts wrestling a leopard.
You won't wrestle? You won't wrestle, big kitty? Big kitty, come here, big kitty.
He's walking with the Calypso character, and then he's like, hold on, somebody is hunting us. And then a leopard jumps out, and he fights the leopard, and then throws the leopard away. And then it's like, okay, back to business.
That's awesome. That's like like an old Star Trek episode or something.
Hold that thought. Get out of here, leopard.
I gotta do something really cool first.
All right. So one popcorn. Who is the type of person you would recommend this movie to?
Marvel nerds.
That's it.
Some of them sometimes you just gotta watch it as a fan.
Yeah,
I mean, I watched Morbius.
Look, I thought Morbius was worse. Like, this was better if you were ranking them like Kraven, Morbius, Madam Web. Like way down here, Madam Web. Madam Web is unwatchable.
Madam Web is a hot trash.
It's one of the worst movies of all time.
Unwatchable. Morbius, I thought was really bad, but again, I still thought there was aspects of it that I was like, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
But Kraven is like watchable for sure, like a good watch. And then after that, it's something that like you could put on while cleaning, and you're like, okay,
all right,
cool.
So guys, for our second butter on top, I think we've got one, and we haven't had it in a while. It's been a while, but this film was a bomb. It really was. Carry On
bro
was
bomb?
it was a total bro bomb film. You drop it into the party with all your bros, and everybody's like, "Hey, watch this part. Watch this part. This part's sick. Watch it." It really is, and this is gonna be. Well, a lot of us were already talking, so I'm gonna go here first. We've been comparing it to Drunk Classics. I'm gonna say it reminded me of Phone Booth, like right from jump. I was like, okay, they're taking elements of Phone Booth and they're blending it into this. Taron Egerton, he's hit and miss for me. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and I think this movie kind of summed that up. Sometimes his character, the way it was acted out, was good, and sometimes it was bad. If you haven't seen Blackbird on Apple TV, amazing in Blackbird. Kingsman 1, great. Kingsman 2, so with this movie, it's just like Jason Bateman is a badass, which is weird, and the way he plays the badass is kind of fun, which is like, yo, I control everything around me. I have so much knowledge on so many things that you don't stand a chance. That's his character. And he plays it well, and he has that face, man. Jason Bateman has that smug, I'm smarter than you face. So it works. Yeah, it works. He's like, yep, I'm better than you. Like, you're just gonna have to deal with it. And then it is good the way he plays it off. Theo Rossi is good in everything. The mustache was distracting on Theo Rossi. Take that note, everyone.
He's always distracting, dude. Like, he always makes decisions that are like, ugh.
I liked him in Penguin. I thought he was fine.
No, I mean, I like him and everything, but every time it's just like, I don't know about this look.
Luke Cage as Shades, like he was good in Luke Cage, like,
and the faces he's making, like when he's trying to run her down.
Yeah. I really like watching him all the time, but he's got a weird face, man. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Cut that. Only that's only clip. I really like watching him all the time. But no, it was a fun movie. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you it's available on Netflix. Came out on Friday. It's called Carry On Again. I'm gonna give it a popcorn and 1. Taron Egerton was fun. Danielle Detweiler was fun. It was an interesting movie. You get a little Dean Norris as the mentor / kind of a sarcastic, snarky boss. The way it plays out, there were a lot of ways this could have ended, right? There's some scenes where they can't see anything that's going on, and somehow you don't push the plot forward in a way that says, like, hey, I'm going to alert you guys now. It doesn't really let you know what chemical property he's using until the very end to give people heart attacks. It's how he sees the writing on the note, if his boy Shade was able to just zoom in while he was watching and see the note. So there's some plot points that are missing. You're going to have to suspend disbelief for a little bit in this movie, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's one of those movies that will keep you on the edge of your seat. You'll be very interested throughout. The characters kind of suck you in. You do kind of fall for the characters. His girlfriend, Nora, played by Sophia Carson, annoying. Like, ultra annoying character. Didn't like her at all. Like, if you know your boyfriend so well, which was the plot point for her character, she knows him so well. She knows he's able to do this. She knows him better than he knows himself. She questions him. So when he's having a panic attack, nothing to see here, totally normal. Let me give you a hard time. Not, he never panics like this. Let me listen. That was a lot. But a popcorn and 1 for me. Carry On. It is a bro bomb movie. I think a lot of people that like those action films, the suspense, figure it out, who done it, they're gonna have fun with this.
Well. This is a lot like Phone Booth. That's what I was thinking of, but also Eagle Eye.
Okay, yeah, a little bit of Eagle Eye.
Also, maybe a little bit.
You get 1.
Speed.
You get 1. You get 1.
There's plenty.
You gotta leave some for Jordan.
You chose Eagle Eye.
Who's walking on jokes now?
That's fair. Okay, Speed. All right.
A little bit Speed, perhaps. I mean, this is
Sandy Bullock.
This is a genre that I forgot that I really like. You know, Man in the Ear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a better way to call it that. There's got to be an actual name for this trope or plot engine. I don't know.
Suspense thriller,
I like it,
right?
though.
Suspense
and
thriller.
there's nothing like a villain and a hero that are just back and forth with it, and it's a
Ooh.
good chemistry. It's not the best chemistry, but it's good, and it's mostly pulling the weight as Bateman. He is such a good, just dry murderer type.
Straight man.
You know? Yeah, but the brainiac, the straight man, he's funny, but he laid it on a little thick with the plot, with the "you're never gonna be anything with your life, and I'm cool," you know, like it was almost like a. What's the one with? All right, sorry, I'm getting the scrawny Canuck kid. How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
That guy.
Jay Baruchel?
Jay Baruchel?
Yeah, he was in a movie where
two different ways.
he was in a movie where like a hitman lets him have one more day before he kills him, and in the end he saves his life, and it's a whole thing. That's where I thought this was going. Where like secretly Jason Bateman's like somehow this is orchestrated to make him join the police force. You know what I mean? Like that's how it's like a guardian angel magical thing was happening.
Live your life, kid. Live your life.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a good life. He's like, it was a little thick, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
But I love the action. That car scene was good, dude.
Wasn't it?
That camera. Ooh. Yeah. And then all the facial, and they focus on just the right things, the hands. Then they go to the windshield, and the whoa, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was cool. I like a lot of things about the movie. The TSA stuff was fun, but let's all be honest, like that's not how anything is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like nobody's having a good time. Nobody's smiling at anybody.
The joking that the lead does.
The joking, the guy with the everybody put it in the bag.
Yes.
Like reminded me of me when I was in finance, like making up slogans for the briefings and we don't do briefings.
We don't do briefings.
Not in the TS. We're not going to be briefing customers. We're just going to be yelling at them and having a cattle poker and collecting a paycheck. Anyway, strange though that we had this big around Christmas time scaring people. It's a Jaws effect, perhaps. Is it a Christmas movie? Barely, but so is Die Hard. Barely. It just the events of Christmas Eve made this happen. I'm just blathering. I'm sorry. I give it a popcorn 1.
So
I really enjoyed it. Last thing, I thought the movie was over at 50 minutes. Like, the ending's coming, and I was like, well, there's a whole other hour. This is great.
No.
I'm enjoying this so much.
Yeah. All right, pop 1.
Pop one. Go ahead, Jordan.
He just had to creep in that one last what this movie is like, Die Hard, and just stole my.
Yeah, he couldn't let you have one. He's like, I'm taking every single movie this is like.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. Cut that out. Cut that out.
You're good.
I'll cut my Die Hard out. Go ahead.
No. You're fine. It is like Die Hard. The way it is.
My Die Hard. You can have a Die Hard. Fry doesn't get a Die Hard.
It gets Die Harder. You know what I mean?
And you were saying, Fry, his wife, as much as maybe her character writing was bad, I thought she played her part, her very small kind of part, well. I thought she, evoked emotion and whatnot. You genuinely felt sorry for her.
I don't want to interrupt your review, but I have notes on the end that I forgot to give. And it's when she's running, and she's running away from the van, and she's waving at the police officer, and then all of a sudden she's in a parking lot. That, I was like, why is she now in a parking lot when she was just running at an actual police officer, like 2 of them, and now we're in the park? That part was a lot for me to she just decided I can do this on my own.
Because parking lots make women afraid. Like if women watching this, you know what I mean? Like,
with strange men following them. Yeah, you got it. There it is.
Yeah.
Jordan solved the riddle.
They didn't give her enough.
Yeah, but she is. I've got to say, she looks like an AI person. She does not look like a real person. She is. Yeah, she's very beautiful. She looks looks fake.
Sophia Carson.
Yeah, oh my god. All right, but on the opposite end, Taron Egerton has finally lost his boyish good looks at the age of 35.
You think?
Yeah, he looks.
No, he's handsome now. He's not boyishly sexy or whatever.
I think he's 5'5". I think he's a short king.
He looks like Buscemi if Buscemi didn't have the eyes.
What?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Buscemi's also handsome. Or he
is
was.
he?
He was.
No real disrespect.
Never
to Buscemi.
heard.
I love Buscemi.
Yeah, but Steve Buscemi would have.
Yo,
laughed at
Google
that.
his face. Google his face at Reservoir Dogs or before that.
I've
When
never
he was a
heard him
firefighter.
described as a beautiful man.
He's a
He just-
handsome bubba.
His eye, it's the butthole eyes, and that's what Taron Egerton has different from him. But anyways,
The Pete Davidson eyes.
yeah.
The butthole eyes.
There's a lot of good moments. The car crash scene. The old lady. Airports turn people into such dickheads. I love that. Airport contraband bingo. That
Yeah.
sounds like a fun game for them. A little, yeah. What kind of gun is that? Supposed to be like a 3D printed, like a ghost
Yeah,
gun?
it was a
'Cause that
plastic
shit
gun.
was
Yeah.
awesome. That shit
Yeah,
was
with
awesome.
all 36 rounds it had in the mag.
Until it exploded, and didn't Jason Bateman he warned him, but he said
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
fire 3 shots in a
Yeah,
row,
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
explode. Dude fired 19 shots, and then it's finally
Yeah.
all right, now you can die.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like I know there's been advancements in 3D printing technology and such, but those things only hold like 4 rounds max.
It was awesome.
They're meant
Whatever
for
it
like
was.
single use.
Jordan's
Throwaway.
you guys are missing the point here. We're
Yeah.
getting into the science.
No, it was
Again,
cool. It was cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it should be like a Call of Duty gun skin, but like I guess they probably don't want to advocate and promote ghost guns.
Yeah.
They're highly illegal. Anyways, I love the way this whole movie was shot. You know, there are some just kind of stupid detail things, like, you know, he finds the exact case. He's trying to do the switcheroo with the cases. Finds the exact same case in a pile of cases.
I mean, he does
That's
this
just
every
like-
day. He knows a suitcase, you know?
Yeah, it's a hard body black with the rivulets. It's probably a Samsonite.
Yeah, I was like, it's probably was like the Amazon. If you Google suitcase, it's like the one
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Amazon recommendation
Holiday
one. That everyone's
deal.
like, yeah. Everybody has that case. And then him, you know, trying to defuse the bomb, and she just tells the police officer, he did it before. He could do it again. And the police officer asks no questions, no
Right.
further questions. It's just like, okay, give him a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him a
Not
shot.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then going to her, the detective, like, everyone's just listening to this one cop. Like,
Yeah.
call some help, dog. Like, what's going on right now?
It's like that South Park episode where it's like, I'm in charge. Not anymore, you're not. And then everybody's like, okay. I give it a popcorn in 2.
Pop
Nice.
2.
Yeah.
All right, so we all liked it. Jordan rated it a little bit higher than most, but again, he loved Phone Booth. So it makes
I did.
sense. Yeah, like this
Yeah.
is
I like the
sometimes
man
this
there.
is just your style. And it was just Jordan's style to pick Law Abiding Citizen as the drunk classic. So Jordan, why did you pick Law Abiding Citizen? 2009 thriller.
Yeah. This was Gerard Butler on his meteoric rise. Like, this is
All the way to
mid-
Geostorm.
that. Yeah. He's officially entered his bad action movie, late Bruce Willis. Not late Bruce Willis. Thank God he's still alive. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Late action star era of his life. And you know, but this was when he was hot, when he was on the come up. And he's like he plays a man whose wife family gets murdered, and the criminals get one of them kind of gets away with it. He takes a plea deal, and it just doesn't make him happy. He's not satisfied with it, so he goes on a revenge tour against the entire justice system. And he kind of plays like a Dexter / Jigsaw kind of character.
Dexter Jigsaw.
Just pretty awesome. He plays that role of like the psychopath type guy pretty well. But I have some questions. Why does he get booty butt naked when he gets arrested?
Yeah, that is true. I was wondering that too.
When was the last time you heard someone say booty butt naked, dog?
Why?
I think to assert that I'm definitely not any sort of threat.
Oh, maybe. I thought it was just to be like,
It was
you
an
know you're in
absolute-
trouble when you see the size of this thing.
Hello, boys. No, I think just everything's so calculated. He wants to eliminate any chance that he gets run down.
Yeah.
You know.
The cop was like, I know he's from Scotland, but that thing's the Loch Ness Monster.
And the whole time watching this, I was just angry that I was not watching it for the first time.
Oh.
That was a good
because
line.
yeah,
I'm stealing it.
it's so good.
That's mine now. Give me that.
Give me that, yeah. It is such a good watch the first time you watch this. It really sticks with you for a while. Like, you really are kicking around some of those big scenes, those big surprises that come at you. And you're just like, oh, how is he doing it? How is he doing it? And so I just feel like this is a movie that the more times you watch it, maybe it doesn't age very well. You know, the dramatic finale with the fire in the jail cell, that was cool. Yeah. I really liked the way that was shot there at the end. And you just, how do you feel about the ending, really? You're rooting for him the whole time, right? Kinda?
There's two hymns involved in the
yeah,
scene.
Both. I'm rooting for both of them, aren't you? That's the thing, right?
Because I don't think Jamie Foxx's character, Nick, is as deplorable as they make him seem. I think they're using him as an effigy of the entire legal system. I think that's his character.
I think he's not even necessarily a bad person.
Yeah.
He's just a good lawyer.
He knows when to cut bait.
Yeah.
He claims that he learned his lesson, you know, whatever real lesson that is at the end. But you don't buy it from his character.
What is the takeaway? What is the takeaway?
Yeah,
if you give me a sentence. What's the takeaway for you? Like what the show's trying to tell you.
Don't cut deals with murderers.
That's it, right?
No, I don't know. Yeah. I think so.
I mean, maybe like, if you're out there, explore all options before you land on one. And a lot of the beginning was he just wants to keep his wins record. His win percentage up, you know? So
justice should be swift.
Gerard Butler's whole point was, I would have rather lost. That would have been an honorable loss rather than giving up or cutting a deal with somebody that did this to my family.
No.
Isn't do they imply that Jamie Foxx is sleeping with that girl, Leslie?
I think it was implicated, maybe cut out of the script or something. Wouldn't you say?
I thought it was a mentor. I didn't get that. I thought it was a mentor-mentee vibe that they had going on. That he was bringing her up through the ranks, and she was his ward, as he was the head honcho's ward. You know?
Yeah, but there's kind of like a almost not intentional, maybe red herring that he's doing something, and then Gerard Butler's going to find out and exploit it. That's just something that just seemed like it was going to go that way, but it didn't show any signs of it.
I got Big Brother, Big Sister vibes myself.
In the end, yeah. At first you're like, but not because they did anything specific. Maybe it's just an assumption.
Yeah.
Hot blonde lawyer.
A lot of faces. Viola Davis, Jamie Foxx, Regina King, what's it? A lot of guys. Michael Kelly.
It's Regina Hall. Not Regina King.
Is that what I said?
You said Regina King. It's Regina Hall.
Oh. Yeah.
Cole Meany. Yeah. Or how do you pronounce it? Monet? Cole Monet?
Monet. I don't know.
It's Funky Cole Medina.
Meany. Colm Meany? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a winning name. I give Law Abiding Citizen Pop 2.
Pop 2, Josh?
Pop 2, I say Pop 2, baby!
Nice.
I was so thankful that I saw this for the second time ever. I saw it the first time on DVD, and it blew my socks off. And the second time, it's been a long time. I mean, what, 20-something years since I've seen this? That's weird.
Oh, wow.
Well, it came out in 2009, so no.
What's that mean? 15
it felt
years?
like 27 years ago.
15 years, yeah, maybe.
15
max.
years. Yeah. 14, 15 years. It's been a long time, so I forgot a lot of what happened. Like the phone.
Yeah.
Anyway, so action-packed, great movie. Is surprising. I forgot how many people this dude kills.
Yeah, that
he goes nuts.
I agree with that assessment too, because I was like, damn, I thought it was just like the people that were involved in the case. No, he blasts everyone.
And I forgot kind of the ending. I really thought that he does blow up the mayor and like everyone
I did too.
I thought that's what happened. Maybe there's an alternate ending.
For those of you that haven't seen it, he might still blow up the mayor.
Yeah. Pretty good. Good stuff. I like Gerard Butler's attempted American accent. It wasn't that great, but whatever. I loved it. It's really nice to have that back-to-back with Carry On. It was just like really tense yesterday for me.
Yeah.
We're wired up, baby. No coffee. Popcorn too.
Yeah, so he's broke Batman, essentially.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I was going to say. Yes. Batman and Bane mixed, or Riddler. Like, he's the good and the bad guy put together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vigilantes are awesome.
Marcus Aurelius had a servant. His only job was to follow behind Marcus Aurelius. And every time Marcus Aurelius received a compliment, he whispered in his ear, "You're only a man." I thought that was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
right?
I thought that was great. And I loved that quote from the movie. The movie's the movie's not ultra quotable. It's just an action. It's another bro bomb. I didn't even get in the mic that time. I didn't even do it. Or were you doing an action stance?
I was emoting for you.
I love it now. Now I
everything's
love it.
for you, dog.
Now I love
fucking
it more.
love you, man.
I love it. So this is that movie again. It's another one of those movies where you're just gonna get punched in the face with action over and over.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
The 50 cal in the graveyard was intense. Just jacking things up, and you see how.
And then the rocket at the right.
Ooh! He's already dead, but just for good measure, bop. Right? Leslie Bibb's character is interesting. She has "What did you get me into?" moment with Jamie Foxx's character Nick. What have you gotten us into? I need you to remember I'm only 35 years old. I thought there was going to be more to life than this. That moment was kind of touching, especially as you have the foreshadowing that it is doing in that scene. He turned out to be a super high-level, super secret clearance badass for the U.S. military, which was interesting. I don't feel like that was a necessary note. No. I feel like they just threw that in there to give some explanation as to why he's such a great engineer, if that makes sense.
No, I mean, I guess it wasn't totally necessary, but that next scene... Now we're set up. Now we know, okay, he's badass, but no, he's a real badass.
Yeah.
And then they had that meeting, and he says, "I'll kill everyone." And that, the stone cold look in his face, paired with the fact that you know he can, like that was a nice setup.
And then he rips open the guy's neck in his jail cell. Enjoy your last meal. I'm gonna cut you with a bone. It is a popcorn 2 movie. It's a popcorn 2, especially if you put it on an action pedestal, like action suspense. We had thriller suspense with Carry On. This was action suspense, and it has a lot of action in it. I just wish we had more dialogue between Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler. I thought they had a good chemistry.
Good chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like a movie that's trying to tell you this big thing about the system's broken, blah, 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 and that exists. However, there's not a big thing. That was my big issue. Like, the takeaway is just don't make deals with murderers. Oh, okay. Like, there's a lot just to make that message clear.
We came a long way for that.
Yeah.
I love the way he whips the judge, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Except for his final line. Like, that was unnecessary.
That was unnecessary.
All right, so going along with unnecessary, I don't think that they should ever redo this, and they're redoing one of our other drunk classics, American Psycho. Did you guys hear about that?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is getting a sequel, too. Citizen.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that.
He's on board, too.
Really?
How is he still alive?
It must be a prequel.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Or like a Saw type video. If you're reading this now, now I'm dead, but I've already set up some stuff.
Do you know who's playing American Psycho? I can't remember his name.
Chalamet?
No, Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. Okay.
So we'll see.
Is he gonna talk like Elvis?
That's what I was gonna say.
I'll use a nice cream mask when I wake up.
On that note, Jordan, what was it you were watching this week?
Oh, this one I want to get right out of the way. I watched Santa Paws.
Okay.
Paws, P-O-W-S. It is a Hallmarky Disney Christmas movie about Santa Claus's best friend, a very cute little, I want to say it's a golden retriever. It's a lab. I think it's a lab.
So it's
puppy.
Air Bud Part 2.
Yeah, okay, yes, I would get there. I didn't know this was a franchise. There's like Paw Buddies and Santa Paws 2, and like there's a ton of these movies. I had no idea. It was something that my wife put on and walked away from, and I just couldn't stop looking at the cute puppy. Like it's just, it's yeah, they know what they're doing, right? It's science. Cute puppy equals people will watch.
That's me on trips. Whenever I'm walking somewhere, I'm like, ooh, look at the puppy.
It's hallmarky, terrible CGI, terrible writing, terrible singing, but it's cute.
Okay.
That's the thing, and I mean that's the whole point of this movie. That it's cute. And yeah, it is a franchise, and they even get this. They do Air Bud crossovers.
Okay.
So there's Santa Paw Buddies or something they call it, where it's like Air Bud
money machine.
It is. It's on Disney Plus. It literally I think it has its own category, like Santa Paws
Money Pod.
machine.
Yeah.
The Podiverse.
Yeah. This is such a popcorn movie. Don't actually watch it, but like kids, I could see you like putting this on for little kids, and they absolutely love it. So that's the point of this movie.
It's puppies.
It delivers.
It delivers. Okay, like USPS. Jordan, why don't you give us another one?
Another one. I watched Darkest Hour, starring Gary Oldman. It is about Winston Churchill's rise through Parliament during World War II. I believe he won an Oscar for this. Did he not? Yeah. And well deserved.
Gary Oldman's one of the best actors of our generation.
Absolutely.
Like, that dude is. Look at his body of work. Like, he was in The Hitman's Bodyguard as a badass villain. Like, Gary Oldman is such a good actor.
He's done like 60 movies too, or more.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, he's fantastic in this movie. And was this really like, yes, a movie needed to be made about Winston Churchill, but it just lacked something.
That was very American.
It lacked some kind of personal, maybe I guess they didn't want to get into his whole opium thing, and like they didn't really want to get into his real.
He was an alcoholic too.
Yeah, character flaws.
Yeah.
They mention that, but it doesn't really show. Like they just kind of just portray him as a very high functioning super alcoholic.
Yeah.
Which I mean, maybe he was, but
he
they
had
don't.
a strict schedule. It involved scotch throughout the day, but he was busy.
Yeah, they don't get into very much like his flaws, his personal character flaws and stuff. They kind of just allude to them, like, he kind of rubs people the wrong way, but he has a soft side, and so Lily James is in this, very very young Lily James, and she is fantastic. She plays his secretary throughout this, and he kind of takes her under his wing, has a soft side for her, and she's good. Churchill, Gary Oldman is unrecognizable. Churchill looks like he was decomposing throughout this movie. It's weird because he actually looks like his complexion kind of improves throughout the movie. Like at the beginning of the movie, he looks absolutely terrible.
You just contradicted. He looks like he's decomposing throughout the movie. Towards the end of the movie, his face looks really good, and now I don't know which one it is. Now I don't know which one it is. Is he look worse or better throughout the movie?
He's reverse decomposing.
Sorry.
Throughout the movie, and he looks like he's slowly like coming back to life.
Okay.
As it
That had
goes
to be
along.
intentional. I wonder why.
Evanescence.
I don't know. Yeah. Power makes a man more
Revitalized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all just an infomercial for some kind of skin cream. I think we forget that.
Like Catwoman.
Lithgow did a pretty good Churchill. Anyway.
The guy playing King Philip, I believe, it's that actor who has like a speech impediment. I don't know if you know who he is.
Is it Colin Firth?
Yes, I think so. He does that thing when he talks with his lower lip. And I don't know, did King Philip have a speech impediment?
Yes.
Did he?
It's a big deal.
Really?
Yeah. He had the King's Speech. There's a whole movie about it.
Yeah, they made a movie about it. That's right. Anyway. Yeah, Popcorn and 2.
Popcorn and 2. On to you, Josh. That was Darkest Hours.
Darkest Hours. We talked about Gladiators recently. I said that I gotta watch Gladiator just to check back because I said it was like, yeah, it's good, but it wasn't like the movie. And I still agree, it's not the movie, but it's better than I remember. Gladiator is a dope movie. It's a popcorn and two. I don't have to say much about it. It's great.
Okay, what's your favorite
visually
part?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What?
What's your favorite part? You just rewatched it.
Well, I like all the initial stuff, dude. I like the pain. I like when he sees his wife.
You hit him with a gotcha question.
He got emotional on it.
I don't like Joaquin Phoenix as being weird, but they did him being weird anyway, and it's fine. Like
that one, Josh. That character is overtly sexual, like in the way he's acting it. Like that one, I see like that inappropriate, like domineering, like I'm going to dominate you in more ways than one attitude from Joaquin Phoenix as he's acting out that role. Doesn't he like lick his ear at one point too?
He gives me nightmares of like David Bowie in the Labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just like Russell Crowe's like absolute dead grief. He played that so well before he became like he had it the whole time. Like even at the end when he's kissing the other girl. But popcorn too.
Russell Crowe before he expanded into Russell Crowe.
God, I hope he doesn't watch this show. He doesn't. But anyway, so I watched a drunk classic a Butter on Top from the past that I never got to see. It is available for everyone on Peacock now. It's called Speak No Evil, starring James McAvoy. And I'm like, dang, how does this guy get so jacked for every role? And then I looked him up and he's 5'6", and I was like, that's how!
Yeah. One push-up.
He is a tiny person. It's not super... sorry, everyone. Yeah, you work hard still, but it's just a little easier when you're little to get jacked. I'm just being honest. All right? So he's a whole 5'6", but... take this. He does look great in this movie. Like, he looks great. I was like, James McAvoy is putting in work in this movie, and his character he's a really good actor. It's another one that I don't think gets enough credit. James McAvoy in a lot of his roles, like he is ass off, like he is in it,
top notch.
So what's interesting about this is the whole thing is they meet this couple while they're on holiday in Italy. They live in England. Starting to sound familiar? And they decide to go to their house. By the way, I'm going to a wedding here soon. In England with some of our friends, and I'm watching this movie and I'm like, geez, sorry Josh, that's for you. I'm watching this movie like, if I had seen this movie before I met some of my really good friends out here in England, would I have been willing to like go up to some random people's house or invite random people into my house who have now become great friends? Because this movie does take you on a journey of like, don't talk to strangers, man, and for sure don't stay in their house. It is very uncomfortable. It's gonna make you squirm multiple times. You're like, oh, I don't like that. But it's a good movie. It's a popcorn in one. I'm so angry at Hoppy. I did not like Hoppy. If I had a daughter that's like, we gotta go back for Hoppy, I'd be like, Hoppy's dead, babe. We're going home. Like, sorry. Like, you can scratch your arm all you want. You're not dead. End of the movie. But action-packed, fun movie. Skin crawly at certain points. And very interesting on, as you discover, like, is the whole town in on this? Is it just this couple? How many people have they done this to? It is interesting, and I was kind of hooked, to be honest. I really couldn't wait to get to the end to see it all crescendo at the end. So popcorn and one for Speak No Evil. On to you, Jordan.
Me again. Man. I watched a game show. I watched one episode of a game show it's because that's all I could tolerate of it. It was on Max, and it's called Human versus Hamster. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Teams of people kind of compete against each other, but at the same time, they are competing against real hamsters in like an obstacle course. So they build the identical obstacle course, and they are racing hamsters. Like, there's one they gotta like crawl around the little jungle gym, and then one where they get inside of a hamster ball and they are bowling inside of the hamster ball, and hamsters do this alongside the people, and I mean that part is like, it's cute, I get it, but this is like a kid game show. It feels like this was made for kids.
There's a hamster ball.
Ridiculous premise. They take that, like the hosts and whatever the producers of the writer, they take this very seriously. It seems like they are like giving you hamster.
No, it's not funny.
Yeah. They give you hamster facts and
Run, clown, run!
Hamster facts.
yeah, you get profiles on all the hamsters. It's interesting. Don't watch it. Maybe watch one episode like I did, but
He's the middle child. 14 hamsters that were born.
I'd say it's something you should experience once, one
Okay.
episode, but no.
Sure.
All right, Josh, what's next for you, sir?
I watched about as long as one episode of a show. It's 30-ish minutes, called Kung Fury. We've talked about it very early on in this show before. I've watched it. It's a Swedish, like, independent film for YouTube. It's free. Check it out on YouTube or Netflix. It's really good. It's an homage to the 80s and video games and 80s TV. And it's just hyper kung fu, cyber action, laser explosion. He's a cop that knows all the kung fu, and his partner has a triceratops
Knows
head.
all the kung fu.
Yeah, and like he kicks cars into the sky and like makes them explode, kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's a cartoon style, but it's live action, like really cool filters and effects to make it look, I don't know, like Magnavision or something cool. It's like really well done, really well done. It's kind of funny in a lot of places, very rewatchable. He has to fight Kung Fu Hitler across time. It's very well done. You need to check out Kung Fury. It's like a half hour. Everyone should check it out.
Okay.
Oh, popcorn and 2.
Popcorn and 2 for Kung Fury. My next one, maybe you've heard of it. It's a little film about a big snake called Anaconda. All right, now this. Oh yes, yeah. It's a murdered classic. I have now murdered a classic. This could have been. I got called out in the production meeting, the pre-pro meeting. That they were like, no. If you're gonna call us out, this is a this is a murdered classic. So Fry now shows up in the murdered classic scoreboards as I watch Anaconda, and what a bunch of baby faces this movie has. I think J-Lo.
Except for John Voight.
Yeah, except for John Voight. With the, hey, that baby bud. What's up with his accent? Is that supposed to be Portuguese, Brazilian? What is that accent, John Voight? Is this Jennifer Lopez fresh off of Selena?
I think so.
So it's like one of her first roles, like right after, I think.
Yep.
And then you've got Ice Cube, fresh off
Baby,
of Friday, right?
Don Mega. Yeah.
I think so. And then Owen Wilson, like fresh face Owen Wilson.
Oh, wow. I forgot he was in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Eric
He's, like,
Stoltz
playing
is
the
in
pretty
this.
guy?
Danny Trejo plays a poacher in this.
Yeah. Trejo.
There's so many people in this movie. The animatronics were so bad, but I remember as a child, like, you can't. This is one of those you can't go back and watch unless you're watching it through a child's eyes.
Yeah.
Because I missed being a kid watching this. Because when I was a kid, this movie had me terrified of snakes. Like,
Oh yeah.
Right.
I thought I was
Well,
gonna get eaten.
Does it not cross the threshold into, like, now it's so bad it's funny? Or what?
No, it's just I still like it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
with the wasp, like somehow he puts the wasp in the breathing tube, and they have to do the tracheotomy on the boat.
Yeah.
And that was wild to me. That scared the hell out of me. Like in my mind as a child, I was like, "Is someone gonna? If I can't breathe, is someone
Right.
gonna stab my throat?" Like how?
Yeah.
Like there was a lot that goes on. You forgot about the hornet in the neck, Jordan?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
And don't they? Isn't it still alive when they pull it out of his mouth? Like the hornet? It's a lot. And then there's more than one anaconda. There's not just one anaconda. It's look. If you want to watch this film for nostalgia, it is a pop 2. If you want a serious rating, it's definitely a popcorn film. But gosh, it's fun. He breaks a woman's neck with his feet.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for this movie, we wouldn't have had one of the greatest rap lines of all time.
Which one?
My anaconda.
Oh,
Don't want.
Yeah.
so
That wouldn't be in the zeitgeist if it wasn't for this movie.
I think the song came out long before this movie, but that's fair. This movie came out in 1997, Josh.
I'm pretty sure they got back as that old.
You're gonna have to look it up. I think that's
Aw,
early
shit.
90s. This movie came out in 1997, but maybe
Owen
Nicki
Wilson
Minaj's
has-
version. Go ahead.
Owen Wilson has a super traumatic death in this, by the way. You get like his last gasp of air before he is just taken underwater and dealt with.
Every bone broken in his body too. You hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I retract my statement. It's like 92.
92. Okay, maybe that's why they wrote it though. Maybe.
So if it wasn't for that rap line, we would not have had Jennifer Lopez in the jungle.
There
Yeah.
we go. There we go. All right. So Jordan, what is the last film you're reviewing?
What if it was just it's revealed the plot of Anaconda is just that it's Sir Mix-a-Lot is an anaconda trainer. Anyways, my last film is Midnight Run.
Midnight
I
Run.
watched this. It's been on my Netflix list for a while, and I had to pull the trigger. Same reason for why I watched Darkest Hours is that it's coming off of Netflix. Don't know where it's going, so I was like, I
don't
need
know
to
where
watch
it's going.
this. Yeah,
The
need to watch
Abyss.
this. Yeah,
It's going to the Chinese market grocery right behind all the tchotchkes.
yeah. So this stars Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. Who? What has Charles Grodin been in? Does anybody know?
Charles Grodin.
I don't know who
Is he the guy that
Charles
we should-
Grodin is.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not alone because he is the second man in this. Obviously, Robert De Niro is the leading man.
Okay.
And he is supposed to play the annoying prisoner. This is one of those escorting the
Oh.
annoying prisoner movies.
He's the dad from Beethoven.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
that guy. He plays the annoying prisoner in the escorting the annoying prisoner
Okay.
equation.
Yeah.
And he doesn't play it very well. He just doesn't have a personality really throughout the movie. Like, he is an annoying guy, but like he has no.
Oh, he's been the dad in every movie ever. Clifford too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Clifford.
He has no personality
Yeah.
at all.
Act like a human child.
Yeah. He talks very monotone, and he has like decent timing, but like, and his facial expressions are just very like it's just like it's kind of like a dad trying to be funny,
Yeah.
or like, I don't know, it's weird. Everybody knows this guy's business, Robert De Niro. He plays a bounty hunter, tracking down the annoying prisoner. Everybody knows this guy's business for some reason. The mob, the FBI. People just walking down the street like he claims to be the best. Like everybody's like, oh my god, he's the best. But
Everybody
the
knows
guy-
him.
Everybody knows like his MO.
Okay.
He's very predictable, I guess. Which doesn't really scream greatest bounty hunter. And he's just as much a criminal as anybody else in this movie. Like the things he does to accomplish his job, and he's supposed to be like this righteous guy. Like, I don't take payoffs ever. It's kind of like his thing, and they give you a reason for that. But yeah, no, he like straight up murders people, steals cars, is constantly stealing things, and just like committing terrorist acts and just crazy stuff the whole movie. There's a great line, and when I say great, I mean very cheesy, saying Charles Grodin is like, oh, I can't fly, get me off of this plane, like he's trying to load him on a plane, and then he's like, yeah. Robert De Niro's like, oh yeah? Well, if you don't shut up, you're going to suffer from fistophobia.
Oh no.
Get a knuckle sandwich.
It's like, come on. I mean, it is a early 90s or late 80s, maybe?
88.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
88.
88.
Late 80s movie. And it, you could, it just screams that. You do get a look inside of the first class of a airplane, and it has like dining tables and spiral staircases in it. And I'm like, where do they do that out these days? They don't, right? What was that? How does that even work? Structurally for a plane, a staircase. Yeah,
They actually had one on the flight I was on the Emirates flight to Japan.
Really?
Yes.
Where does it go?
Up to there's like a second floor of the airplane.
just exits the airplane.
Yeah.
But there is one scene I got to give Grodin credit. There's one scene that he absolutely nails, and he shows his chops a bit. So I'm like, okay, but overall, schmeh to this movie.
What's the scene? What's the scene? There's one scene where he actually crushes it. I gotta give him his credit, and then you just left it. It's from '88. You're not spoiling anything. What's the scene?
Where they're like, oh God, we gotta come up with some money to. We're starving. We gotta come up with some money for our travels. And so Charles Grodin pretends to be an FBI agent. There's a lot of explanation to go along with this. That's why I was like, meh. Okay, he required. Robert De Niro stole a badge from another FBI agent. So then Charles Grodin is like, let me see that badge. I know what to do. Goes in, and he pretends to be an FBI agent, go into a bar, and they're like, hey, have you gotten any counterfeit 20s in this bar? And just the way he acts it out is like very solid. It's like a very good acting job. You're like, oh man, this guy's good. You know, he's too good for what his character's supposed to be, like a finance guy. Like, why is he this good at acting and crap?
Why is he this good at acting?
Yeah.
All right, I dig it. I just wanted to know where it was. Where were we giving this guy credit? It's the FBI scene.
The FBI scene.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the bar, FBI scene.
All right. So, popcorn 1, popcorn 2.
Oh, popcorn 1.
Popcorn 1, and it's leaving Netflix soon. So if you want to see Midnight Run, you better run to Netflix by midnight. Anyway, Josh, we have a movie in common. Both of us got a little standy-uppy, and it was one that we were both probably drawn to for the same reason. It's because we wanted to know what had happened to Jamie
What had
Foxx.
happened?
So, Josh, you want to go ahead and lead us off here, and I'll just nod in agreement or deny?
I mean, I just don't have much to say. What had happened was, great title. Good to see Jamie back. Oh, I'm just so happy he's well and good. We love Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Right? Right, Jordan?
Right. He was in my
Just
drunk
making
classic.
sure. Yeah, Jamie Foxx, he's good. I don't like one-man show. We talked about that before.
Yeah.
This is a one-man show. This is not stand-up.
It had moments.
So
For me.
it had moments, and he did make me laugh, did make me chuckle, and I loved watching him do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm not that upset. A little heavy on the Jesus, but that's totally understandable.
Very religious is one of my notes.
I mean,
it's like
yeah, so like
heavy,
even
heavy
one-
religious.
Even one-man show is maybe not doing it. Maybe this is like he's giving his testimony. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
So this is something you would see on the pulpit of a church. Why didn't he just throw it in the church? That would have been good if you could get to a real nice, big old, beautiful old church, like old Chicago church in Atlanta. Talking about Atlanta that whole time. There's probably beautiful churches in Atlanta. Anyway.
Did he mention Katie Holmes at all?
No, but he mentioned Diddy.
A lot. He was good. He had some good parts. I love his impression of Cat Williams.
Yeah, it was
talking
perfect.
about that. A mystery illness. Yeah, I give it a popcorn and 1. Good to see him back. I'm so happy to see him happy and well.
Like, it had moments, and I put it's great to see him back. It was a lot. There were laugh out loud jokes, but it wasn't a laugh out loud special.
No.
It was, like I said, it was a lot to take in. I'm glad that he got to get his story out there. It's not necessarily my style, but I'm glad that it's his style. He is one of the most talented artists of our generation. He can rap. He can sing well. He can play instruments. And he can act. He's an impressionist. Look, Jamie Foxx...
He's an impressionist. One of the greatest impressionists.
Yeah, you're entitled to this. All right? Congratulations, Jamie Foxx. The special for me was a popcorn, but you should all watch it. I think we should all welcome Jamie Foxx back.
It's good to see the homie.
So I think it falls to me, Josh. I think it falls to me for the Drunk Classic. And, like, you guys had me thinking about so many movies. I was like, should I change my choice? In the end, I decided not to. So this is Charlize Theron from 2017. And it's got one of the best action scenes I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really, bud? Okay.
So, any guesses?
It's Eon Flux, huh?
Eon Flux?
No. 2017, guys.
2017.
Oh, yeah, I'm way off.
No,
Mortals?
I don't know.
What?
Atomic Blonde.
Oh,
A spy story taking place in East Germany during the fall of the Berlin Wall. Go ahead, Jordan.
I've never seen this.
I've seen it. Yeah.
You've never seen it, Josh?
No, everyone that I know that saw it said that was weird as hell, so don't bother. So hindsight, like, they have bad taste. So
It does have one of the best action scenes I've ever seen in movies.
Cool.
And one of the best hand-to-hand combat scenes I think like that you will ever see in this movie. Go ahead, Jordan.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay, so
I was just a little bit in disbelief, is all. I don't know. I can't recall the scene you're talking about. I'll have to watch it and see if I agree.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then of course we've got a butter on top this week, Jordan.
We do, and that is. I don't know the words. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do it's a prequel.
Messed
it's
that one up.
Mustafa.
It is a prequel. We've got Mufasa, the Lion King.
All right.
Cool, dude.
We're excited for this, everybody. We appreciate you joining us each and every week. There was a lot of love for Josh's Grave of the Fireflies pick. There was some love coming Jordan's way for this week's classic. So we're just gonna law-abiding citizen. Sorry. So I'm hoping I've gotten some love from both of you on my last two drunk classics. Both of you have rated my last two pretty well. I'm hoping to keep that streak going, guys. I'm hoping. Let's hope you guys like Atomic Blonde. We're seeing Mufasa at the movies, and we hope to see you there. As always, you bring the popcorn, and we got the beer.